Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Ricketts, your exercise coach for the Beat PCOS 10-week program. As Kim mentioned in your first exercise information session, I'm an exercise scientist and I have prescribed you with the ideal workout program for women with PCOS. Through resistance training videos like this one, as well as the interval training downloads you will be receiving once a fortnight, Kim and I hope to bring you a fantastic exercise program that is going to really help you in overcoming your PCOS. As you will soon learn from Kim, progressive resistance training can help increase insulin sensitivity and also reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, which is behind many of the unwanted symptoms and health risks of PCOS. And as I'm sure you already know, resistance training is also great for improving your figure as it reduces body fat whilst toning your muscles. In this video and the ones that follow, I will be guiding you through exactly how to perform the resistance training program from the comfort of your own home. You will be receiving a total of 4 resistance training videos over the next 10 weeks, with each one building on the one before. Before we start, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you read the exercise module starter guide. This download will tell you everything you need to know to safely and effectively complete this workout program. So if you're ready to start with your new exercise regime, let's get into it. For this first video, the exercise props you will need are a cushion, a sturdy chair, a towel, a belt, your yoga mat and some water. As outlined in the handout, the video will consist of a warm-up, core section, stability section, strength session and a cool down. The strength section is comprised of a circuit and will be completed 3 times with 1 minute break between each circuit. Let's start with our warm-up. To begin the warm-up, we're going to first of all take our feet out quite wide and we're going to laterally flex across to the right side first. So we're going to bend that right knee, take the left arm over and we're going to stretch up into the left fingertips. From here we're going to go across to the other side and stretch up through the right fingertips. We're going to repeat this 5 times on each side. Okay, that's 3. And then 4. And last one, 5. Yep, so now we're going to turn into a lunge position. I'm going to place the right leg down, left leg out in front. From here, we're going to reach up through the right arm and we're going to come into our lunge. And then we're going to come through range and stretch out through the hamstring. Coming forward into the lunge, we're going to repeat this 5 times. And then into the hamstring. And that's 3. And 4. And 5. Okay, so now we're putting our right leg forward, left arm up to the air, and we're coming forward and then coming through and stretching out that hamstring. Coming forward and stretching out through the front of the hip and then back in through the hamstring. And that's 3. And then into the hamstring. And 4. And hamstring. And last one, 5. Now we're going to stand and come to the end of the mat. And from here, we're going to articulate down through the spine. We're going to roll our chin down onto the chest. Feel like you're sinking down through the chest. We're going to slowly roll down towards the floor. Now just go down to where you feel comfortable. If you can touch the floor, we touch the floor and then we curl back up from our lumbar spine first. Rolling segment by segment all the way up to the top. Head comes up last. We're doing 5 of these again. So rolling chin down, sinking through the chest and rolling slowly down to the floor. And then slowly rolling back up. And 3. If you need to, you can soften through the knees. And 4. And last one, ladies. Chin down onto the chest. Really feel yourself sink through the chest, articulating through the spine and rolling all the way up, rolling the shoulders back, head comes up last. So now we're coming down onto our hands and knees. In this position, I want you to make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are under the hips. The feet are relaxed. From here, we're going to round our spine up into our camel, and then we're going to sink the chest through into our cat. And we do this 5 times. When you come up into the cat, make sure the chin's tucked in, back of the neck's nice and long. Rolling up into the camel and back through into cat. And so this is 4. And 5. Okay, so staying in that 4-point position, we're going to take our right arm and we're going to thread it in behind our left hand. And we're going to twist the body, keeping the hips up nice and high. And then from here, we're going to open back up to the ceiling. And again, we're going to repeat this 5 times on each side. Just moving through range, feeling that twist through the thoracic. And that's 3. And 4. And last one. And 5. Okay, and now left hand behind right and reaching through, making sure that your shoulders stay away from your ears. So keep that nice open space between shoulders and ears, and reaching through for 2. And 3. And 4. And last one. So now we're going to lay down onto our backs. Use your arms to assist you to roll down. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. From here, we're going to bring our hands out to the side, palms facing the ground, and we're going to allow our knees to roll from side to side. And again, we're going to do this 5 times each side, so we'll count up to 10. So that's 3, and 4, and 5. So we're just massaging and stretching out through the lower back. And that's 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Now we've completed our warm-up, we'll move into our core section. So again, we're going to be lying on our backs. When we're setting up to do our core, we need to be in a neutral position. So neutral means the natural curves of our spine. So when we're neutral, we have a little space under our lower back that's about the size of a grape. So when we move through our legs and switch on our core, we don't want to flatten that lower back to the ground. So the first exercise we're going to do is bringing the feet together. The knees are together. We're in that neutral position. And from the handouts, you'll remember how we talked about our core. So we're going to pull up through our pelvic floor and just tighten the muscles in that lower belly. From here, we're going to maintain that activation as we let the legs fall out to the side and then back up to the top. And we're going to do this 10 times, making sure that that pelvic floor and core stays activated. And that's 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. If you feel that activation drop out, just stop, reactivate, and start. That's 8, and 9, and 10. Okay, so now we're going to go into single leg lifts. So from here, we're going to take the leg up to 90 and we're going to drop it back down. And we're doing that whilst maintaining that neutral spine and keeping that core activation. We're going to repeat that 10 times. So that's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Just remember to keep the rest of the chest open and the neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. That's 9 and 10. And now left side. And 3 and 4 and 5. Keep that core activated. And 6 and 7 and 8, 9, and last one, 10. So now we're going to add on, and we're going to bring up both legs. So we're going to bring the right leg up to tabletop, and then we're bringing the left leg up. And again, we're going to repeat that 10 times, but we're going to alternate our legs from left to right. Okay, so that's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Okay, our next one, we're adding in a chest lift to our knee fallouts. So from here, I want you to bring your feet in close together, knees close together. We're going to interlink our fingers and we're going to place our hands behind our head. So from here, again, we're finding that neutral position in the pelvis. We're switching on our core and we're going to lift the chest. When we lift the chest, we want to make sure that we don't lose that little neutral position and we don't flatten the lower back. So from here, holding this chest lift, we're going to let the knees fall out 4 times. And 4. And then we're going to roll back down and we're going to repeat this 10 times. So second one. And 4. And 3. Remember to keep that lower core on, girls. Keep that nice neutral position. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Two more to go, girls. And 9. And last one, 10. Oh. Okay, after that you should feel a nice little burn down in that lower tummy. That's the end of our core section when we're moving into our stability. So now we're moving into our stability section. So for this section, you need either a small ball, which I'm going to use, or you can use your pillow at home. So from here, we're going to lie down onto our backs again. So just using your arms to gently roll down. And if you're using the cushion, you're just going to place it between the knees like so. I'm going to use the ball. Okay. So cushion or ball between the knees. We're going to have our hands down by our sides. Again, we're going to find that nice neutral position through our lower back. core comes on, we're going to use our glutes to take our hips up to the ceiling. In this position, we want to make sure that we maintain that neutral position. Our core stays on, activating the glutes to hold the hips up. From here, we're going to squeeze the ball 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to drop down through the hips and we're going to come straight back up for another 5. We're going to do this 8 times, girls. And down, and that's 3. And 4. And 5. Should feel a bit of a burn in those glutes. And 6. And 7. And last one. 5 squeezes. Excellent. Take the ball out from between the knees, place to the side. Okay, from here we're going to go again into that 4-point kneeling position. So let's get our hands directly under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Let's find that neutral position in the spine. From here we're going to tuck the chin in. We're going to take our left hand directly out to the side and we're going to lift our right leg behind us. We're going to hold this for 3 counts and then we're going to bring them back in and then we'll take it out to the other side. Make sure we keep that lift between the shoulder blades, chin's tucked in, back of the neck's nice and long. And we're going to do 5 of these each side. That's 4. And last one. So now we're coming up into a standing position. Our feet are at hip width and we're going to practice some single leg balance. So to begin with, we're going to pop our hands up on our hips. We're going to switch our core on. We're going to transfer our weight onto the left leg and we're going to bring the right leg up so the foot's pointing back behind us. So we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So keep that core on, standing up nice and tall, chest is open, chin's tucked in, back of the neck's long. Leg stays nice and straight. Should feel a slight burn through that glute. And then foot comes down. We're going to transfer our weight now into our right leg, hands are on the hips, and we're going to float that left leg up behind us. So switching on the core, chest is nice and open, chin's tucked in, back of the shoulders are down. Feel like someone's pulling you up from the crown. Should start to feel a slight burn through the glutes. Keep it going, girls. And we're done. That's the end of our stability section. The next section is our strength section. This is a circuit, so we're going to move through each exercise once and then we're going to have a minute break. We're going to repeat the circuit 3 times. The first exercise we're going to do today is squats. So we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart. And from here, we're going to sit back as though we're sitting in a chair, making sure we maintain that nice neutral position. And we're doing this for 8. Arms are going to go out in front, making sure the chin's tucked in, back of the neck stays nice and long. And 6. And 7. And 8. So then we go straight into planks. Our next exercise is a plank. So we're going to come down onto our elbows and knees. So from here our feet are going to lift off the ground and again we're maintaining that nice neutral position through our back. We're going to hold this position for for 20 seconds. Okay, and so let's start. Making sure the core stays on. Shoulders stay back, chin stays tucked in. Try not to dip down between the shoulder blades. Keep that nice lift. So we've got 5 seconds, ladies. And we're done. Okay, and then we're straight up into lunges. Yep. So with our lunges, we're going to step out on the left leg. We'll make sure that we step out probably about a leg length. From here, we're going to drop our right knee down to the ground, and then we're coming straight back up. Okay, we're repeating this 8 times on each leg, and we're keeping a nice slow tempo, 2 counts down and 2 counts up. That's 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So step that right leg in, and then we'll take that left leg out. And then from here we've got 8. So 2 counts down, 2 counts up. That's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So now we're going to do calf raises. So from here, if you find that your balance is a little bit off, you can pop your hands onto the back of a chair. But otherwise, we're going to have our hands facing, palms facing forward, core is on, and we're lifting up onto our toes. And we're repeating this 8 times. That's 2 and 3 and 4. Make sure you get that full range right up onto those tippy toes. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Our next exercise is hovers. So again, we're coming into that 4-point kneeling position. So hands are directly underneath the shoulders, knees are under our hips. But this time we're going to actually tuck our toes under, because we're going to lift our knees off the ground about 1 inch. Okay, we're going to hold this for 15 seconds. So from here, switch the core on, and then we're going to hover those knees. That's 5 seconds, girls. And 10 seconds. Keep that tummy on. And 15. Nice work. Our next exercise is push-ups. So from here, again, we're still in that same 4-point kneeling position. We're going to turn the fingers slightly in towards each other, bring our body weight over the hands, and we're going to bring our chest down to the ground, keeping that nice neutral position through the back. And we're going to do 8 of these. And that's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now we're turning around to do some dips. We're going to swing our legs around, sit on our bottoms, bring our feet through, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. We're going to turn our hands so our fingers are pointing towards our feet. We're going to sit up nice and tall to begin with, core is on, and then we're going to allow the elbows to bend back behind us. Then we squeeze the arms nice and straight. And again, we're going to repeat this 8 times. That's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We're now going to take a quick break, so it's a good time to grab a drink if you need it. It's better if you just have a few sips though, so try to avoid having too big a drink if you can. Shake out your arms and legs a little and try to keep things moving gently. If you're feeling a little shaky, it's best to take a seat and give yourself a chance to get your breath back. Due to the load of resistance training, lactate and other metabolites begin to accumulate in our muscles, which is what causes the burning sensation that makes you want to stop. This is a good thing though, so don't worry. We need to push our muscles in order to make this kind of exercise effective. So during this quick break, take some deep breaths. This will help clear those metabolites, allowing you to recover before we continue our workout. We're going to start back now, so if you're still out of breath, please pause this video and take another minute or so. There's no point in tearing back if you're still struggling to get your breath. So starting with our squats, we've got 8. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. So we've got a 2 count tempo, slowly down, and 4, and slowly up, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. From here we're going straight into our planks. So coming down onto our knees, then onto the elbows, and then we're going to sit forward and we're holding these for 15 seconds. Okay, that's 5 seconds. And 10 seconds. Keep the shoulders up, chin tucked in. And we've got 15. So from here, we're coming straight up. So we're turning around into our lunges, stepping out with the right leg, and we're down 2 count tempo for 8. And that's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and last one, 8. Stepping that left foot in, right foot back. And again, 2 count tempo for 8. And that's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and last one, 8. Okay, so now straight into our calf raises. Feet are at hip width, hands towards the front. And 1, and 2, and 3, all the way up onto those tippy toes, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and last one, 8. Okay, so now we've got our hovers. So remember, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck those toes under, and we're up for 15 seconds. Knees off the ground. And that's 5. And 10. And 15. Knees down. From here we're going straight into our push-ups. We've got 8. Fingers slightly turned in, chest down to the ground. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And straight back into our dips. Fingers facing forward, up nice and tall. And we've got 8. That's 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, time for another quick break, ladies. Grab a sip of water if you need it, and make sure you take some deep breaths to help clear out those metabolites. Shake your arms and your legs out a little and try and keep yourself moving. Unless, of course, you really feel like you need to sit down. If so, feel free to take a seat. You guys are doing a really great job. Resistance training can really make things burn, but that sensation is exactly what's causing your muscle density to increase. By doing these workouts regularly, you will continue to get stronger and more powerful. Remember that these changes in your muscles are also causing your insulin sensitivity to go up and your androgen levels to go down. So you can consider the burn a little bit like taking medicine for PCOS. While your testosterone levels can rise for a few minutes immediately after exercise, this is not permanent. And in fact, by doing these workouts regularly, your testosterone levels will actually go down overall. This is another reason why exercise is so great for women with PCOS. Okay, that's probably enough chatter from me. So if you're ready, let's get back into it. So let's start back with our squats. So turning to the side, 2 count tempo, and we've got 8. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and last one, 8. Okay, we're straight down onto our knees, straight into our plank. We're holding our plank for 20 seconds. So hands and knees. Okay, and let's lift those hips, and starting now. Keep lifting between the shoulder blades, chins tucked in, back of the neck's nice and long, core stays on. We've got 10 seconds, ladies. That's it, keep that going. We've got 5 seconds. And we're done. Okay, moving straight up into our lunges. So stepping out with the left leg, and we're dropping down for 8. 2 count tempo. So nice and slow. And that's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Core stays on. And 6 and 7 and last one for 8. I'm going to step that right leg in, step back with the left leg, and we've got 8. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, last one, and 8. Okay, we're straight into our calf raises. So again, feet are at hip width, hands, palms facing forward, and we've got 8. Right up onto those tippy toes, that's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, right up high, and 8. Now we're coming down for our hovers. So again, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck those toes under, and we're up for 15 counts. And knees are up and we're off. And that's 5. Keep that lift between the shoulder blades. That's 10 seconds. And we're done. Okay, moving the knees back, turning the palms in, and we're into our push-ups for 8. And that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Keep that core on. And 6 and 7 and 8. Swinging the legs around straight into our dips. Fingers facing forward, up nice and tall, and we've got 8. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Squeeze those arms straight. And 6 and 7 and last one, 8. So we're going to begin our cool down. The first stretch we're going to do is stretching out our calves. So we're going to take our right leg back behind us. We're going to keep that back leg straight, trying to ground that right heel, and we're going to bend into that left knee. Now you should feel a stretch down through the back of that right calf. We're going to hold this for about 10 counts. That's it, and then we're going to drop back down into that right knee, keeping that heel grounded. That stretch should now drift back down into your Achilles. So changing legs, we're going to step that leg forward, step the left leg back, ground the heel, straighten through that left leg, and we're going to bend forward into that right leg. So feeling that stretch down through that left calf. Okay, and now slowly bending into that left knee, keeping that left heel grounded. And you should feel that stretch now down into the Achilles of the left heel. Okay, and coming forward. Okay, the next stretch we're going into is our quad stretch. So we're going to do this lying on our bellies. So coming down onto the ground, we're going to turn our head to the right, and we're going to reach back and grab our right foot, and we're going to pull it towards our right buttock. From here you want to think of trying to push your hips into the mat. And we're going to hold that stretch. And then swapping legs. And then we're going to turn our heads the other way to stretch out that left leg. Okay, and releasing. Now we're going to stretch out through our hip flexors. So if you've got sensitive knees, we're going to use the cushion today to pop our knee onto the cushion, and then we're going to extend our left leg out in front of us, and we're going to drift forward and stretch out through the front of that right hip. If you feel like you want a little bit more of an extra stretch, we're going to reach that right arm up to the ceiling. And again, we're going to hold for about 10 counts. That's it, so feel that stretch through the front of that right hip, and then bringing it back, and then we'll swap sides. So cushion under left knee if you need it, and stepping out with that right leg, dropping down into that left hip and extending up through the left arm. Feel that stretch, holding for about 10 counts. Okay. The next muscle we're going to stretch is our glutes. So we're going to do two variations on this, one where we're lying down on our back, and if you find that you can't get your hand around your thigh, then we're going to pop you up onto the chair. So I'll show you the first variation. So we're going to lie on our backs, cross our right leg over the left, and then we're going to reach and grab behind that left knee. We're going to use the right elbow to push the right knee out, and we're going to draw that left knee up towards the chest. Now, if you feel like this is too difficult, we're going to come up onto the chair. Sitting on the chair, again, we're going to cross the right leg over the left. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to place that right hand under the right knee, left hand around the right ankle, and we're going to sit forward and stretch from there. So you should feel that stretch deep down into the glutes. And then let's swap sides. So choose your variation. So from here, we're going to cross that leg over, left leg onto right knee, hug under the left knee, hold onto that left ankle, and again, sitting forward and stretching through. Okay, the next stretch we're going to do, this is where we'll need our belt or you'll use your towel. So from here, we're going to lie down onto our backs. We're going to get our towel or our belt, and we're going to pop it around the ball of the foot. From here, we're going to extend the left leg out. We're going to relax through the shoulders, lengthen through the back of the neck, and we're going to gently pull and bend the elbows and stretch out through the hamstring. And again, we're going to hold this for around 10 counts. So you should feel that stretch down through the back of the leg. From here, we're now going to place the rope or the towel into our left hand. Our right hand's going to come out to the side, palms laying flat, and we're going to extend the leg over, making sure that right shoulder stays anchored to the ground. And from here, we're going to turn the head across to the right. So we should feel that stretch the whole way up through the glute and into the lower back. And then we're going to bring the leg back up to the top, bend the knee, take the towel or the strap off the leg, and we're going to place it around the left leg. Right leg extends out nice and long, shoulders relax to the ground, and then we bend through the elbows to bring that leg up. And again, making sure that that knee stays nice and straight. Then we're going to take the rope or the towel into our right hand. Left hand's going out to the side, palms flat, and we're taking the leg across the body. And we're going to turn our head across to the left side. Our final stretch, we're going to come down onto our side, and again we're going to use our pillow. We're going to place the head on the pillow, and we're going to bring both arms out in front of us. Palms are going to be lying on top, knees are stacked and hips are stacked. From here, our left arm is going to open out to the side, and we're just going to rotate. As we rotate, we want to make sure that our hips and knees don't open out to the side, they stay facing forward. And we're going to repeat that 5 times on each side. So just opening out through that, feel that twist through the thoracic. And that's 3. And 4. And last one for 5. Okay, and then swapping sides. Okay, and again, other side, and we're going for 5. So opening up to the side and back over. So you should feel this stretch through your chest as well. Let's make sure that we keep the hips and knees stacked. And that's 3. And 4. That's it. And last one for 5. That brings us to the end of your first progressive resistance training workout. As explained in the exercise module starter guide, I want you to complete this workout twice a week, leaving at least a day-long break between workouts. You can still do interval training within this time, however, as aerobic exercise works your body in a different way. Hopefully you have filled out the exercise workout schedule included in the starter guide, so you know exactly which days you'll be doing each type of exercise over the next few weeks. I will be back at the start of week 4 once you have had sufficient times to build the base strength with this first video. In our next session together, I will be stepping things up a level, so please make sure you complete this first workout enough times to be ready for the next video. Please also make sure that you complete the restorative yoga class led by Erin at least once a week. This class is an important part of your recovery and will help ensure your body can continue to tolerate the positive changes we are making with the resistance training videos and the interval training downloads. I hope you've enjoyed today's workout, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Bye for now.